A decorated Air Force colonel just got humiliated by his own daughter in front of Pentagon officials. But here's the twist. He had it coming. For weeks, he'd been secretly sabotaging her career, thinking she'd never find out. He was wrong. Dead wrong. And what happened next in that F-22 dogfight will leave you speechless. You won't believe how this ends. But first, let me tell you how we got here. From which city in the world are you watching this today? If family betrayal and military drama captivate you, smash that subscribe button. We're about to dive into the most brutal father-daughter showdown ever recorded. As the scorching Nevada sun blazed over Nellis Air Force Base, Colonel Marcus Viper Steele watched his daughter's first F-22 solo flight. But wait, this isn't your typical proud father moment. The expression in Marcus's eyes wasn't pride, it was pure panic. Because 28-year-old Lieutenant Aria Steele was about to shatter everything he believed about military tradition. She had dreamed of becoming a pilot like her father since childhood. But Marcus, he was planning to destroy that dream. "Women can't fly combat aircraft," he muttered, plotting her downfall. This wasn't just an old-school opinion. For Marcus, this was about protecting 30 years of career, the Steele name, and a legacy he'd die to preserve. But here's what makes this story insane. Aria had inherited something her father never expected, his exact same ruthless determination, and she was about to use it against him. You're not ready for what happens next. Now, here's where this gets dark. Training Officer Major Kevin Thunder Rodriguez approached Marcus with devastating news. "Colonel, your daughter is showing incredible performance. She has natural talent beyond anything I've seen." Marcus's blood ran cold. This was his worst nightmare coming true. But wait, it gets worse. That night at home, Aria excitedly shared her progress. "Dad, my G-force tolerance is even higher than my male classmates. Instructor Martinez says I'm exceeding every benchmark." Marcus forced a smile. But inside, he was planning the most twisted betrayal imaginable. The next day, he marched into Rodriguez's office with a plan that would make your skin crawl. "Kevin," Marcus said carefully, "we need to make the evaluation criteria more objective. Eliminate emotional factors." Translation: he was about to systematically destroy his own daughter's career. This is where everything goes sideways. What happened next was pure evil. For weeks, Marcus orchestrated a campaign of sabotage so sophisticated it would make CIA operatives jealous. Flight schedules changed at the last minute, equipment checks rigged to fail, simulation scenarios set to impossible difficulty levels. But here's the most sick part. He was writing fake psychological evaluations claiming Aria was mentally unstable under pressure. Her roommate Lisa started noticing. "It's like someone's actively trying to destroy you." But Aria had no idea her own father was the enemy. Meanwhile, Marcus was playing mind games that would break most people. He influenced the review board with comments like, "confidence levels concerning," and "may lack real-world adaptability." Every official record was being poisoned by her own father. Chief Training Officer Colonel Morrison started asking questions. "Marcus, there's something wrong here. Aria's physical performance is outstanding, but these psychological assessments show red flags." Marcus played it perfectly. "Maybe family pressure is getting to her. Sometimes high expectations can break people. But wait until you see what happens when she finds out." 6 weeks in, Aria's intelligence kicked in. Something was off. Every critical evaluation coincided with mysterious equipment failures. Communication glitches happened at the worst possible moments. Her simulation scenarios were deliberately harder than everyone else's. So she did what any smart pilot would do. She investigated. And what she found in the military database will haunt you. Every sabotaged flight assignment, every rigged equipment inspection, every impossible evaluation schedule, they all had one signature: Colonel Marcus Steele, her own father. But the final blow. The psychological evaluations contained notes that made her blood freeze. Father indicates concern about candidates' emotional stability under pressure. Can you imagine? Your own father, the person who's supposed to protect you, systematically trying to convince the military you're mentally unstable? Aria stared at the evidence, her world crumbling. Everything made sense now. The man who taught her to fly was the same man trying to clip her wings forever. This is where it gets brutal. That night, Aria walked into the house like a woman possessed. Marcus was in his usual spot, living room, beer in hand, watching TV like he hadn't just destroyed his daughter's life. "Dad, we need to talk, now." Marcus turned off the TV, completely unaware he was about to face Judgment Day. "Sure, sweetheart, what's wrong?" "You're sabotaging me." The words hit like a missile strike. Silence. Marcus's beer froze halfway to his lips. His expression didn't change, but his eyes, pure panic. "What do you mean?" "I saw everything. My flight records, my evaluation notes, your signature on psychological assessments calling me mentally unstable. You've been systematically destroying my career for weeks." Marcus tried to deflect. "Aria, this is complicated." "Complicated?" Aria's voice could have shattered steel. "You're my father. You were supposed to protect me, not destroy me." "I was protecting you. This program is dangerous. Combat flying isn't for women." And then came the truth that revealed his real motivation. "I won't be the last male pilot representing this family." The room went dead silent. This wasn't about protection. This was about ego, pride, and a legacy he valued more than his own daughter. But Aria wasn't done. What she said next changed everything. "Dad, I'm going to make you an offer." Marcus looked suspicious. "What offer?" "There's a traditional father-daughter combat exercise in the final examination. Mock dogfight, you and me." "Aria, this is ridiculous. I'm a 30-year veteran." "Exactly. And if your genetics and training are in me, I should be able to perform, right? If you beat me, I'll withdraw from the program. Quietly. No drama." Marcus considered this. This could be the perfect way to solve his problem. By publicly defeating his daughter, he would both break her confidence and prove to program officials that she wasn't ready. "And if you win?" "You stop interfering. And you support my becoming a pilot." Marcus extended his hand for a handshake. Deal. But neither of them knew that this challenge would forever change their relationship. At 10:30 a.m., 2 F-22 Raptors gained altitude over the Nevada desert. Radio communications were professional and calm. "Viper lead, ready for engagement," Marcus announced. "Phoenix 2, systems green, ready for combat," Aria responded. The call signs were symbolic. Marcus, Viper, dangerous, experienced, lethal. Aria, Phoenix, reborn from ashes, rising to new heights. "Commence exercise," the control tower confirmed. For the first 2 minutes, they followed traditional dogfight patterns. Marcus tried to gain immediate advantage with aggressive maneuvers. Aria maintained a defensive posture, studying her father's moves. "Come on, Phoenix 2, Marcus radioed. "Show me what you learned." Aria didn't respond. She was restricting her communication to tactical information. In the 3rd minute, the pattern changed. Aria suddenly began making aggressive maneuvers, but these weren't textbook moves. Innovative combinations, unexpected altitude changes, precise timing began to surprise Marcus. Where did she learn these moves? Marcus thought, slightly alarmed. In the 5th minute, Marcus realized the situation had changed. Aria was no longer defensive. She was actively hunting. Her maneuvers became increasingly sophisticated, predicting and countering Marcus's movement patterns. "Phoenix 2, good moves," Marcus acknowledged, trying to maintain confidence, but internally, sweat beads were forming. His daughter was performing much better than expected. In the 7th minute, the first serious moment of concern came. Aria achieved a brief missile lock, but immediately released it. It was a warning shot. The message was, "I can get you when I want to." Marcus intensified his evasive maneuvers. He went to full power, began using advanced tactics, but Aria had an answer for every move. "Control. Viper lead requesting extended time," Marcus radioed. "Negative, Viper lead. Exercise parameters are fixed." In the 8th minute, Marcus attempted a desperate maneuver. Extremely low altitude, high-speed canyon run. Dangerous, but it could force Aria to make a mistake. But Aria followed flawlessly. She even chose more precise lines. In the 10th minute, the inevitable happened. Aria achieved superior position. Clean missile lock. Escape impossible. "Viper lead, you are locked. Exercise complete." Silence. Only engine noise on the radio. "Viper lead, acknowledge missile lock." Marcus's voice, when it finally came, was hollow. Phoenix 2, confirmed. I am locked. At landing, ground crew and observers waited in silence. 2 F-22s made a perfect formation approach, but everyone knew the outcome. When Marcus emerged from the cockpit, his expression was unreadable. Aria approached carrying her helmet. "Dad," she said quietly. "Good fight." Marcus looked at his daughter, really looked. For the first time, he saw his own reflection in her, not his weakness, but his strength. "Where did you learn those maneuvers?" he asked. "From you. I listened to your flight stories for 20 years. I analyzed your combat tactics, and I added my own innovations." Marcus realized that Aria hadn't just inherited his genes, she had also absorbed his knowledge and gone beyond it. That night at home, Marcus sat alone in the living room. Aria approached from the kitchen. "Dad, do you want to talk?" Marcus took a deep sigh. "Aria, I owe you an apology, a massive apology." "I'm listening." "I was afraid, not about your safety. I was afraid that you would be better than me. I was afraid that the Steele legacy would change. But now I realize that you are the future of the Steele legacy." Aria sat beside him. "Dad, legacy doesn't have to change. It can expand." Marcus looked at his daughter. "You're right. And I was wrong. Not just about the sabotage, about everything. Steele family tradition doesn't have to be limited to male pilots only. You proved that our genetics transcend gender. You're a better pilot than me." Aria was surprised. "Dad?" "No, I have to acknowledge the truth. Today you defeated me fair and square. No excuses." 2 years later, Captain Aria Steele was deployed overseas, the first female Steele to see combat. Marcus, now retired, proudly followed her missions. While reading a local newspaper article, the headline brought a smile. "Female F-22 pilot breaks combat records, continues family tradition." The phone rang. Aria calling from deployment. "Hey Dad, mission successful, thought you'd want to know." "Proud of you, Captain Steele." "Thanks, Colonel Steele. Same genetics, remember?" Marcus laughed. "Same genetics, better pilot." "Love you too, Dad." After hanging up the phone, Marcus went outside. F-22s were passing overhead on a training flight. Among them were pilots of a new generation, male, female, from different backgrounds, but all sharing the same thing: passion for flight. The Steele legacy continued, not changed but expanded, and Marcus finally understood that true legacy wasn't about preserving tradition, but about letting it evolve. Looking up at the sky, Marcus whispered, "Fly high, Phoenix. Fly higher than I ever could." Under the desert sunset, the legacy of 2 generations of Steele pilots merged into one. Excellence without limits, courage without borders, and family bonds stronger than any challenge.